Fuck you, Triple H. No, everything is just shit now. The soul is gone. The heart is gone. The man is gone. What? How could you do this? At first I thought it was a TKO thing, but apparently it was you. You were the one who did this. So, fuck you, Paul, and fuck your hour and 8-minute long speech. Anyways, welcome to episode 7 of Written on the Canvas. I'm your host, Brian, and with us is our other host, Jacqueline. How are you doing, Jacqueline?
Well, I just got back after hearing all the news and what's been happening. I'm very confused, but I'm glad to be back. But I'm very confused. That's what's happening.
What is happening to WWE? I know.
So R-Truth is gone. Carlito is gone. Valhalla is gone, but
Valhalla's been gone for a while.
Yeah, she's been gone for a while. So, and I heard she was problematic.
Really?
Yeah, very right-winged, like deep right-wing, if you catch my drift, really deep. But that's what I've seen around, but yeah.
Well, releases happen, but I just don't understand R-Truth. Like, Karrion Kross's and Ron Cena t-shirts were just absolutely flying off the shelves.
Well, I wanted to get one.
I wanted to get one too.
I guess we can't anymore.
No, we can't. I understand releases happen. If they're not making the money that you want them to. Well, you know what? Not even that. I mean, these people did exactly what they were supposed to do. And R-Truth, he was so over. I can't remember him being this over in a long time. His t-shirts were going off.
Yeah.
The stuff he did with Judgment Day was amazing. And, I know this was a few years ago, but the
24... His time with the 24/7 belt, too.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Was this Triple H just not personally liking him? Was it just the fact that Vince McMahon was such a big fan of him?
I want to say it's a money thing. I do. Because WWE used to be seen as a family business. And now after 2KO, it's like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel the same anymore. And also, to add to releases, by the way, The Miz might be released.
I can't.
There's a rumor about that.
I honestly can't even believe we're talking about this. The Miz has been around for a long freaking time.
Since we were kids, dude. Since we were kids, he's been around.
Yeah,
for a very long time.
Yeah, the Tough Enough thing that he was on was... That was like
2000.
That was, I think, 2004 or 2005, but it was like before I got into wrestling, and so I missed that whole thing. But he was always there. The Miz was always there.
I remember when he was new, like brand new, and I didn't like him already.
I watched. I remember him flubbing his lines live. Watching that, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was a kid, but even I knew, like,
compared to now.
Oh no, he is untouched on the mic. It just really goes to show that if you want to get good, you got to suck at something first. I don't know, like from getting kicked out of the locker room to beating John Cena in which is what is looked at as the worst main event ever. But hey, he main evented against John Cena and he won. How many people can say that? Not to mention everything he's done for the IC title. Man, it almost kind of feels like TKO and Triple H sort of have an attitude of anybody can leave. We'll just create more because we are a dream factory. You got all these freaking shows just unveiling everything. We're the Holy Land kind of attitude to them, but then, just everything has just been feeling so hollow.
Well, after not seeing Carlito last night and just seeing the TV being off in the background, nothing happening in the clubhouse, it's just them standing around talking to Finn, that felt soulless. That felt dead.
I know.
It felt like there was lack of character.
You know what? Carlito was Larry from the Three Stooges. Everybody is usually a big fan of Mo, or they're a big fan of
Mm.
Curly. But those who've been really around watching it long enough and they understand, they see Larry, and he's the guy in between. He's always making the faces, and he's always like, in the background. You can have a favorite character of the Judgment Day, but like without Carlito there in the background playing PS5. Not to mention, now he's never gonna get a chance to have Raquel
I
take
know
him out
with
on a date.
Raquel. I knew it. I knew it. I know it. I know. I know. I felt the same way. And
I just want them to. I just wanted them to go out on a date.
just that one segment would have made us happy.
I know, or even maybe she winked at him. That would have at least. But whatever.
Just something. Yeah, just something
And
would have been very cute. Another thing I just thought of, like, if R-Truth and Carlito had a match too.
that moment at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal where Carlito's just like in the middle, and then R-Truth puts his hand on his shoulder and eats his apple, and then he just throws Carlito over the top rope.
I'm gonna miss them.
I'm really gonna miss them. Yeah.
When I got back into watching wrestling, I was actually very surprised that R-Truth was still there, because he's been around in the company for so long. And then when Carlito came back, that was a shock to me. When did they come back?
Backlash
When did they
in
come
Puerto
back?
Rico. I
Yeah.
went nuts for that. He just cleaned house, and
Yeah.
then he spat apple in Dominic's face, which was a significant point to show that Dom was not cool until he was.
Until he was, yeah. Do you have any favorite moments of R-Truth or Carlito, whether it's present or way back in the day?
Oh God, how long do we have? Okay, well,
We have like 50 minutes.
okay, well, I really just the fact that he spat apple in people's faces was something that I was really fascinated with. There was this period when I went to school, I was spitting apple in kids' faces. It got me into a couple of fights, but hey, they
Did
were.
you win?
Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. but, but hey, people need to know when they're not cool. I also did the DX crotch chop, and I got in trouble for that, but I didn't even know.
Oh, who didn't get in trouble for
I didn't
that?
even know what suck it meant. But anyways, I really enjoyed his feud against John Cena, especially winning the United States Championship on his first match was great. And again, the fact that he was the son of one of the most legendary wrestlers of all time, and I didn't even know that until years later, just because he was so cool. My sister, who doesn't even like wrestling and thinks wrestling is stupid, loves Carlito because he's cool. He knows what cool is.
I mean, people who don't watch wrestling even like Rhea. So, I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's got that charm.
Yeah. Well, with R-Truth, I will always remember when he turned heel on John Morrison and just smoked his cigarette in the arena.
Oh, that got him in big shit.
Oh, yeah, that did.
That got him in so much trouble.
Well, the crowd was chanting, "That's illegal." Me and my dad were we couldn't believe it. We thought that was so ridiculous. And then he did the whole, "I'm a good R-Truth. Look at this little Jimmy. Look at this little Jimmy." Oh my God, little Jimmy will live on forever. Now forever. Fuck you guys. We're a business. The only together is with me with my money. Okay, but anyways, back to R-Truth. When they were in Texas, he came out wearing a Confederate costume.
What year was that?
I think 2012. He was with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And
oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, R-Truth's heel turn and heel run was absolutely great.
I liked Carlito's apple spinning growing up.
Oh yeah.
I remembered a few of his segments, but honestly, it's just the apple spinning did it for me. Because whenever I ate apples at home, I would try to attempt the spin, and my dad would look at me and be like, "No, don't do it."
Apparently, yeah. You got. He even said that you got to do it right way. If you do it too less, you just spit chunks. But if you do it too much, it's all gooey.
Oh.
Yeah. But Hey, Carlito is now the champion in Puerto Rico.
Hey, I mean, something good came out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I also enjoyed R-Truth's 24/7 run. I know that belt was kind of lame,
No, he
and
was
I
the
held
star.
it.
He was the star of that belt.
He was the star.
Oh,
Yeah, he was.
oh.
I enjoyed his antics.
Okay, well, what were your favorite moments with the 24/7 championship in R-Truth?
Uh, oh God, it's all a blur because at the same time, I remember him. I remember Dana Brooke, but at the same time, everything else I kind of blacked out around that
Okay,
around that belt.
okay. Well, a
It's
couple
like,
of my favorite moments was when Mayor Glenn Jacobs beat him because he ran into a post, and then he ended up winning it right back. I love the stuff he did with Drew Gulak with the 24/7 championship. That kind of reminded me of Spike Dudley with the hardcore championship, and the stuff he did with Carmella, amazing. And the fact that he traded the replica of the Smoking Skulls title to Bad Bunny for it, and hands down, number one feud of the 24/7 championship with R-Truth, Jinder Mahal. I mean, come on, like they're playing golf in their gear.
oh yeah.
In their gear. And then like he wins it on the airplane.
Oh, dude. I think my most recent memories of R-Truth is probably his time with the Judgment Day, where there was a whole segment of him selling merch on the side. And then there was this one point during a match, he comes out of nowhere and he puts a shirt over Dominic and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I got you a shirt."
Oh.
Or when he had the tag team belts with Miz and Damien and Rhea were doing their whole celebration thing and he's just in the middle
He
like
just came right in the middle.
my dad and I love that.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh my god, and the Judgment Day can never that can never not break character around him, especially Damien. That segment he had with Brock Lesnar when he announced himself the 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven champion is now entering the Royal Rumble. And even though you're big, 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 I will throw you over the top rope, Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman. He won that bet.
Yeah.
He got Brock to break character. He won that bet.
Oh my god, Brock lost it. And he was just having such a good time. And he's like, I would like to officially undeclare myself this Royal Rumble 48/7, 24/7, 7-Eleven. Oh, how about those couple of times when he came out and he's just like, I will win the Elimination Chamber match. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to win this match. You're not even in it. He's like, I'm not? Oh, okay. This is on me. I'm sorry, guys. New truth memories keep getting unlocked. When he brought the ladder out in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I remember that clip. Or the most recent one is before they won the tag team belts. He was just there like, tag me in, and they're like, it's not a whatever. And they did anyway.
Oh, the tag team match he had against Miz and Carmelo, and he was up against Carmelo, and he just tagged Miz in, thinking that he was still the awesome truth, and Miz is trying so hard not to break character.
When he crashed the women's rumble 2 rumbles ago.
Speaking of Valhalla, he just got thrown out by Nia Jax.
Oh, she was so mad, but that was so funny. He's like, "Where are the guys at?"
This is the Women's Royal Rumble, and Adam Pearce is just furious.
Oh,
We're gonna miss you, Truth. We are gonna miss you.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you.
And
Carlito.
And Carlito, things are gonna be way less cool without you.
You know, it sucks. I know we're not even going to WrestleMania next year because it's not even in New Orleans anymore. You know,
I know.
we could have met R-Truth then too, you know? But oh, excuse me for being too overpriced and too expensive. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
Honestly, we should both just go to All Out.
I still don't have money for that. I'm really broke right now.
Yeah, fair enough. If the opportunity comes, though.
You know, I almost went to the AEW show when they came here. Apparently, my friend said her coworker had a ticket that they were willing to give away, and I'm like, why are you just telling me this now? When it could have been for free. And she's like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, oh well. I mean, it's not like I missed Edge. I refused to call him Cope.
No,
Sorry, he was Adam Copeland at that point.
Yeah. I was fine with that.
And then he went with Cope.
Nobody's calling him that. Nobody is actually going to call him that outside of AEW.
What's his merch like anyway? Does it at least look cool?
I don't know. I think it's just like my guess is just a ripoff of a rated R merch.
Anyway, yeah. But the prices on everything. And with the after party, general admission was like $90 US.
Ew.
Do you think with all of these prices and also with the ads being plastered all over the ring, and now they're gonna plaster Slim Jim on the table, do you think it's kind of lost its essence of being kayfabe? Because people keep saying kayfabe is dead.
Look, people
With everything happening, what do you think?
I can go on and on about how kayfabe is dead or still alive, but in another sort of way. But feels like WWE is doing their best to really let us in on everything. And I don't know. If anything, it's probably for more money. But people are absolutely feeling the soul leave WWE. I feel like the whole new shtick of Netflix and TKO owning WWE that's not Vince McMahon owned, the whole charm is gone, and people are starting to really see the passion kind of leave.
Yeah, I sort of kind of feel the same way, especially with, again, I don't really have a problem with celebrities coming in to be a guest. I don't have any problem with that. But last Raw, not this Raw, they had those comedians be in that really short segment backstage with the Viking Raiders.
Tom Segura
That
and Brett,
that was,
whatever his name
yeah,
is.
yeah, those guys. I don't know. It was very icky to me.
Well, not to mention Tom Segura talked so much shit about wrestling and wrestling fans before, and apparently a lot of people were not happy that he was there.
When he talked shit about wrestling, was it satire or did he actually mean it? Mind you,
He said he
I've
was
never really seen his comedy.
I mean,
stuff.
I didn't actually watch the actual quote, but apparently he said that wrestling is stupid, fake crap, and then wrestling fans are idiots.
So he basically shat on wrestling.
Just one of those people who thinks we're idiots.
And they invited him to
He's
the show.
he's famous.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, like that Brett guy. I can't remember his last name. He's got like that whole middle-aged frat guy kind of theme going, and I just find that real cringe.
I'm assuming you didn't, but you probably saw the clip from the what is that? What is that show? Tudum. They had a whole Netflix had a whole special on their new shit that's coming out.
Oh, like that's the Netflix awards or something like that.
It was not really an award show, but yeah.
I I brushed right past it. I wasn't interested in another Netflix circle jerk.
I just skipped right to the part where Rhea had another stint with Liv and they were yapping and barking again, and then they introduced the new season of One Piece. That's it. That's it. Oh, and then Liv and Dom did like a kiss cam thing for Love is Blind. And that's it. That's all you missed.
So nothing.
Not really significant, but yeah.
Look, I am legit considering taking a break from WWE and wrestling.
That's fair.
I think I'd be super excited because Wyatt Six are back, and I don't know, like this last segment, they just did the exact same thing as their return. Like, and I mean, like move for move. The only thing differently was then they didn't have a birthday cake.
I understand what you're feeling, especially with everything that's going on and behind the scenes and just their product. It's kind of been meh lately.
Oh yeah.
And I've been starting to feel it too, but I'm still religious with it. Cuz sometimes yeah, there would be a really good match, but at the same time I'm on my phone.
Oh yeah. Most of these matches, I'm not even paying attention.
I'm still into it, don't get me wrong, but something about it, I'm not excited. And same with Money in the Bank, which is this weekend. I don't know when this episode is going to release.
There's some really
I
good
don't
matches
feel
on there,
anything.
but I don't know. It almost kind of feels like Truth and Carlito leaving almost kind of really exposed a lot of it. If they're willing to get rid of someone like that, then what's even the point? Think of all those backstage segments with like PA. They had their clubhouse and they had a door you had to knock on and they had to let you in. Now it's just these boring ass interviews, and not to mention the fact that you have to watch it live. Like there are full on like backstage segments,
Yep.
and
Yep.
full good parts chunks of the match are just completely blocked if unless you watch it live. And we all know why Netflix is doing it. It's just for the fucking numbers. It's like you want to know what's going to happen, so they almost kind of makes you feel it's like, okay, I have to watch it live. But hey, if you're working or if you got something else to do, fuck you. You're not going to see Karrion Kross. Ludwig Kaiser? Who's that? I've never heard of the guy.
Yeah. It really comes to show after Truth being released. I heard rumors that he actually turned down a new contract because he was being paid less. But aside from that, it really comes to show that it's just a business. To business folk, I mean, with the money and stuff. It's just about the money. They don't care about us. No. They don't care about what we think. We can complain as much as we want and we can whine and bitch as much as we want and try to boycott and chant as much as we want, but
Triple H
they're not going
will,
to do jack shit.
except Triple H, who will personally insult those who have podcasts about wrestling.
We've given them enough grace and we're not shitting. Well, we did shit in the beginning of this episode.
Fuck you, Triple H. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Paul.
We're free to have our opinions. They can't do shit about it. If they're gonna be mad about it, fine, raise the prices. Then none of us won't go to your shows.
Yeah,
It's bad enough we can't even afford to go to WrestleMania. Period.
I know. It's a little weird though, having it at
It's
the same place.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's really Vegas, and most of their demographic are kids, and they're barely legal to, it's not exactly a family friendly place.
I think because it did so well this year, they want
Did
to.
it? Did it do so well? Did it?
Money wise, yes.
Oh, well,
Oh
yeah, with
yeah,
the
big
amount
time.
of events they had, like the after party, WWE World, and then also with WrestleCon too. They're not affiliated with WWE, but there were a lot of
Yeah,
festivities around WWE.
WrestleMania is an event, not even just with WWE.
It's our Super Bowl.
It's wrestling
Yeah.
fans Super Bowl for sure. But can you imagine if they picked BC Place?
BC Place?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people from here who want WrestleMania to come here, but I don't see it happening. I really don't. I really don't see WrestleMania coming here.
why is that?
For one thing, when Survivor Series came here, I barely saw any media. They didn't get enough attention.
Media attention.
Yeah, Chelsea Green did a whole news thing at 5 a.m. That's it.
Survivor Series is not nearly put on as much a pedestal as WrestleMania. I mean,
that's fair, but in other countries, in other places, when they have pay-per-views, it's usually a big-ass thing, and it's all advertised in their news outlets, too. And then what did we get? Nothing. But then Taylor Swift comes along, and she has a whole fucking parade of things.
I heard. Oh, I saw the videos.
She drew in a lot of money. More than Billie Eilish, because she came, I think, after Survivor Series.
Oh
Or
yeah,
no,
no.
before Survivor Series.
Swift is the biggest music artist in the world. Billie Eilish ain't touching that.
I would have rather gone to Billie Eilish, my personal taste. But also, we can't even afford pyro.
Really?
We had 1 or 2 pyros for Survivor Series. The other was for Roman, and that's it.
Oh, right. Roman. Ooh.
I see WrestleMania being in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
That's a given.
Oh yeah, like WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would
But
be dope.
I do not see WrestleMania coming to Vancouver. I
Yeah.
don't. Do you? I mean, if you do, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
They can definitely make it happen. If Vancouver plans to host the Olympics in 2030, the fact that they hosted it in 2010, it shows that they can host a big
2008.
event.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But for a wrestling event to be that big in Vancouver, I don't see it. I would like them to host here, but the odds are so slim. Really slim for Vancouver.
I'm not really a big fan of how WWE itself isn't even trying to get us invested. They just want to show us everything nowadays. They want to show us all the workings of everything. They got Cody Rhodes' dumb little podcast. They got Stephanie's
I don't care about that.
They got Stephanie's stupid show. They got like
Oh, I didn't mind hers.
they got LFG. They now got WWE Evolve. Well, no.
And then WWE Unreal.
That's Unreal.
I'm actually kind of curious about that because it focuses on the writer's room, and I've always wanted to see their process with that. But I do agree, which also, adding on to that, they are now offering tickets to watch the SummerSlam tryouts for $650 US.
You know damn well there's going to be a good amount of people going to look.
It's like going to see the American Idol auditions.
Don't give them ideas.
Really? You want to sit to watch a tryout?
Maybe they might.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Maybe they'll think Will Ospreay will show up.
I mean, stuff like this does kill kayfabe. This I'll say it does. But you're right. All they're doing is just kind of uncovering everything for us, but we didn't really ask for this. We didn't ask for any of this.
Given the fact of what else is really going on, then everybody can clearly see, but they're not saying. It just seems very hypocritical with Stephanie's stupid show and LFG and now Unreal. It just kind of comes across like, oh, we're so great, aren't we? Meanwhile, you got all the soul and everything just gone.
They've been doing shows like this for a long time. The missing treasures of WWE, where they go look for old gear and stuff like that. And then they would talk about old rivals. And then they have the WWE biography show. So they've been doing this for quite a while. But this time they're actually not even...
They're milking it.
Opening the curtain. They're ripping it down.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that a lot of us know that it's not fake. A lot of us know that it's scripted, but it doesn't mean that majority of us want to see the backstage stuff. I mean, personally, I'm kind of curious, but I can't speak for everyone else. It kind of loses its magic.
Yeah,
you can see the strings. You can see the strings.
Oh, it loses the mystique if
Yeah.
a magician had a show about it's like, okay, so this is how I do it. And I know there's that show with the masked magician, but if he's constantly doing it.
Yeah.
Like the Great Revealo from Futurama does the trick, and then he immediately shows you how he did it. Triple H is now the Great Revealo and the Great
Just
Fire
add a photo of him.
Yeah.
And just kind of Photoshop his face.
Yep. Already
right
done.
there. Besides the money and all that, the wrestlers have other side stuff too to earn more money. Because by default, they're earning like what's considered middle class here. That's essentially what their salary is. So the more TV time they get, the more money they earn, the more merch they sell, they get some commission out of that. And now you can subscribe to their IG stories for another $2. I think it's $2.
Or better yet, you can text the legit actual Mercedes Monet for $100 a month. I promise you, it's actually her, and she's gonna fall in love with you.
Does that come with her gear too?
She is a hypocrite, and whatever stalker she gets from this, I don't know. I don't want to say she has it coming because that's pretty horrible, but
I mean,
she's kind of. No, I'm not going to say that. That sounds worse.
I'm knocking on wood.
Look, whatever happens, happens. And I feel like if she did, it would be a lot less, more like, oh, that's awful, to more like just like, well.
What did you think was going to happen by releasing your private number out there? You're enabling that kind of behavior. She's also the same person that complained about guys being too touchy at meet and greets. Like, that one tweet I remember I saw, this guy was hugging her and Naomi, and then the next person who was up, they told him to stand away from them, so he was in the photo. They were just excuse me, at a distance.
Yeah, she's a bitch. She's a straight up bitch. She believes her hype.
When I started watching, I was aware of Sasha Banks, but personally, I didn't really get it.
I thought Sasha Banks was cool. I don't like Mercedes Monet.
I think her ego got the best of her. I'm assuming.
Well,
Is it her ego?
Well, from what I've heard, she went full on Hulk Hogan mode, brother. That doesn't work for me.
So it's Mercedes Hogan.
Mercedes Hogan. I really hope Timeless Tony knocks her down.
She will. I prefer Timeless Tony, even though I don't really watch AEW, but I love her. Her character work is great.
I don't watch the show, but I know who Timeless Tony is, and she is amazing. And she is the example of somebody who gets over naturally. And because fans respect her, she respects the fans, and she puts on a good show. But Mercedes...
And she's having fun doing it. You can see it.
Oh, yeah. Very much. So Mercedes is just, I'm the best.
How many belts does she have again?
The more belts I see, the less I give a shit. I saw this segment of the Hurt Syndicate welcoming MJF to their faction, and then freaking Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara come out, and they have 3 fucking belts, and they're just like, oh, we want more belts. We want more gold. Man, I instantly don't care.
I tried watching an AEW episode. I tried. Dynamite. I tried. And the matches were fun, but a lot of people have belts, which I don't understand. And my dad's like, why does this guy have a belt? Why does that other guy have a belt? I'm like, I don't know where these belts are coming from. And my dad tried watching it. I started to see my dad's face. He started to glance down at his phone, and you know that's how he's not interested. He'll start looking at his phone. I'm like, that's it. I'm changing the channel.
What's your dad's name?
Alfonso.
Okay, all right. We know now. We're gonna know which from good wrestling from bad by the Alfonso meter.
Honestly, my dad watches everything, but this time, no, he couldn't grasp on AEW. He couldn't.
Well, from what I've heard, it's just a bunch of guys doing moves.
Lack of storylines. That's the number one complaint I've heard from people who watch AEW.
MJF with a Hurt Syndicate. That's something. That's a story. That's
Yeah,
something kind of
I saw
interesting.
clips of that. Yeah.
That makes me kind of interested. I don't really watch AEW on YouTube at all, or even at all. But I watched that because I was like, oh, hey, this is pretty interesting. I know who MJF is, and I know Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, MVP. Hell yeah, I want to see this. This should be a good one.
Yeah.
But then instantly, Cody's big brother and Sammy
I
Guevara
forgot
just
about him.
he acted all tough, and he's just like, oh, he brought up that match he had with Cody 6 years ago. Who the fuck cares about 6 years ago? Like, congratulations, move the fuck on. Why don't we talk about 20 years ago where you turned face by saying you're not gay?
Happy Pride Month,
Happy
everyone.
fucking Pride Month, especially to you, Dustin Rhodes. I don't care about your match, and I don't care about your Ring of Honor championships.
Speaking of Pride Month, sorry, back to the parasocial stuff. Remember when Sonya Deville had a stalker?
Oh yeah, didn't he kill himself in front of her or in front of his
No,
house?
no, he
Her
didn't.
house?
But they arrested him, and I watched the entire interrogation video. And one of the cops were like, I don't understand. So she's a wrestler and she's somewhat famous. We want to understand why you did this. And he couldn't give a straight answer. They looked through his duffel bag and they found duct tape, rope, knives, handcuffs, I think, and condoms. And this was around the time that Sonia was staying with
Chauncey?
Mandy.
Oh, Mandy Rose. Oh, okay.
And they climbed out the window, top floor. They drove away, called 911.
That's fucked.
Because what he did was he went under the fence of the gated community area, and then he just followed them. And he broke into the house, I think, through the back door. And she was in the kitchen, and he approached her. She screamed and dicked.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you want to talk about parasocial?
Oh, hey, but it's okay. Some of these people are going to be paying $100. No, $9.99.99 a month.
You're
What?
forgetting about tax. It's gonna be 100 something.
I don't know. They wouldn't put it that way if they didn't mean it. Kind of reminds me of the whole $0 thing. Whenever stores are like, "Oh, get it out the door for $0," there's fine print. Nobody uses zero. If it was going to be free, they would have said free. But anyways, Sasha, if it happens, it happens. I'm not encouraging it. That's a pretty fucking horrible thing, but you have a big fan base, and if you are offering some people to get the chance to talk to you, then you should not be surprised if somebody takes it a little far.
It also reminds me of this Valentine's Day where Rhea told Logan that some fan went up to their door, stared at their ring camera, and just stood there and smiled for 15 minutes.
Well, the IWC, everybody.
I mean, sometimes we make sense, sometimes we do, and then others that's like really below the iceberg, really, really deep below the iceberg.
They're there though. They are there, and I feel bad for these women. I feel bad for all these people who have been, just given these crazy stalkers just because they have a passion in life and they managed to make it to the top. And now they got to deal with this sort of stuff.
And this is why I feel like, despite me looking forward to the backstage stuff and with WWE Unreal coming next month, despite all that, I feel like they should just tone it down with all the behind the scenes stuff. They really should. Just because, like, yay! They're actual human beings with actual lives and they can breathe now and not be in character 24/7 and be themselves in a healthy manner. But I think for the sake of, if we're keeping kayfabe, at least, like, maybe we should just tone it down just a smidge.
Yeah.
Kayfabe has adapted to social media, which is fine. but still, we don't need to pay $700 for a seat to watch a SummerSlam tryout. We don't need all the unnecessary, backstage podcasts. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Yes, my podcast partner. I definitely understand that.
Ironically speaking.
Well, I just feel like the backstage segments could be a little more fun. It feels like they're going too much into the whole realism thing. Don't get me wrong, Kathy Kelly, she's cool, but she's
no R-Truth.
I don't know. Remember when everyone bullied Byron?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Vince probably made everybody do that. But it's just all these interviews of just, oh, hey, this happened. How do you feel? Excuse me, do you think you could talk to me about it? Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta go. We gotta get this.
That becomes a little too repetitive. You're right. There needs to be a little bit more than just backstage. Oh, tell me about your thoughts about this. Oh, sorry, no, something more important's happening back there. I gotta go check this out.
Remember when Hornswoggle was causing a ruckus backstage? Remember when Eugene had his bouncy castle office?
Yes.
And also, back to the APA, their backstage segments were amazing. Booker T and Goldust, amazing stuff. Hurricane and Rock, legendary. But
compared to now,
what backstage segment can you honestly remember off by heart in recent times?
Rhea being frustrated with herself.
No. Internet behind stuff doesn't count.
Fine,
I'm talking
fine.
on the show.
Fine.
If we counted that, then I would say Carrion.
Wait.
Right?
Okay. Wait. Besides the Carrion stuff, this is so random, but I remember Sonya Deville just slapping Carmella and Zelina. That was it. That was a backstage thing. That was years ago, though. A couple of years ago. That only stuck with me because that slap was really crispy.
But do you think then people are going to remember that slap?
Well, they did for a bit online.
There is this one random video that got super popular for some reason. It's one of the WWE's most top watched videos. And the thumbnail is Stephanie about to slap Roman Reigns on some random episode of SmackDown, and it got hundreds and millions of views. I don't know why. It's literally just a random episode of SmackDown or Raw. I can guarantee you it was that thumbnail then got it so popular. It's just her about to slap him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Or how about the match that Khali had against Rey Mysterio? You know what picture I'm talking about, where they're like right up against each other. Khali is so much bigger. Yeah.
Okay, on a serious note, though, to remember backstage moments is probably Karrion Kross talking to either it's Sammy or AJ and just trying to weasel himself in.
Oh, God. This was years ago, but the last very memorable thing, backstage segment I remember, when R-Truth came to the Judgment Day with jelly rolls.
Hey, guys, I brought jelly rolls.
I brought award-winning jelly rolls. Or when AJ did the whole, let me tell you something, Mean Gene, to Mean Gene. But then he just talked about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, then went by Cammy at the time.
So that was it.
That was it. I don't know. Let's keep talking shit about WWE. WWE broke into my home. They poisoned our crops, burned our water supply, and now I am sad.
I've seen online, mostly on X, that people are starting to complain now that Karrion doesn't have a spot in the Money in the Bank, but El Grande Americano does, and they're starting to switch up and say, "Oh well, he wants to do this racist gimmick over Karrion." And I'm like, ooh. So
I legit don't understand why are they not doing anything with Karrion.
The numbers are there; they're just not doing anything, and I would like to see more of him. I think he's really interesting.
They probably just don't want to push him. They have no
keep
interest in
planting
pushing
these seeds. Nothing's gonna happen.
Sometimes they forget to water. Look at
Do they? Do they forget? Do they?
look at Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. How long have they been teasing their breakup? Now it might be kind of happening because you got the New Day involved.
Yeah.
But again, it's been 2 years since they started threatening to break up.
But hey, at least Bird Lady's doing something.
Uh,
It's something. They gave her a mic.
I'm interested in Lyra now. She definitely has something there. Still feels like she's kind of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like they gotta take that damn title off of her.
Yeah, they do. I agree. There's more money in the chase than the actual.
Becky Lynch would be a great dragon to have to overcome. So it gives others a chance to try and get the belt. Because, like, she's had that belt for how long now?
Since January. I know, it feels forever, but since January.
Damn. Feels like just a regular accessory.
It doesn't mean anything. But during one of their promo battles where Becky's like, I'm going home to my hot husband, and you get to go to your weird looking fiance. I'm like, oh, that's mean. People are being mean about his look. He's really not that bad looking. It's just,
I don't know.
yeah. He's not ugly. People are just being mean.
I guess they see somebody like Lyra who's completely glammed out, and then they see this long-haired dude who kind of looks like Trevor from Trailer Park Boys. I'm sure he's very nice. I'm sure he's cool. I heard he's a wrestler too, and
Yeah,
obviously Lyra very much loves him. Yeah. So yeah, hey, more power to them. You know how fans like to get? They really like to ship.
Yes, they do. I've read enough fan fiction. I'm aware.
Yeah, and then, a lot of these people, they're probably real creeps who look at Lyra and then look at her husband and they're just like, it should have been me. I'm better looking than him. It should be me. I'm a better looking guy than that. Why is it not me?
Maybe you should put on more deodorant.
They'll never figure that out.
When Liv called out most of the WWE universe for not taking showers and smelling really bad.
Yeah.
Side note, like when I went to Fan Expo for the first time ever, a lot of smells.
Oh yeah, I went to that once. I walked around the expo for a little bit. That was all right, and I was only really there to get an autograph for my sister from the guy who plays Kevin from The Office. So I did that. I had a really cool conversation with the guy who plays Carl from The Walking Dead. That was cool. Talked about music and everything, but I wanted to get out of there because a lot of cringe and a lot of BO.
If there were more wrestling stuff, would you have stayed?
There was no wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I went in out of curiosity, and there was like this one corner of wrestling stuff where they were charging like 50, 60 for figures. I'm like, yeah, that's a ripoff. And I saw one Macho Man in the sea of weebs. I'm like, well, they're my people.
Macho Man. Ooh, yeah.
But on that note, I think we've went over our time. Last parting notes. We talked about our feelings throughout this entire episode. Does this change how we feel about WWE?
No. WWE is a roller coaster. You have good times and then you have bad times. It happened with Vince. It's gonna happen with Triple H.
That's fair.
Damn sure is gonna happen with TKO.
It's not gonna be perfect.
No. I think we're definitely past the honeymoon phase of the post Vince era.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching episode 7 of Written on the Canvas, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.